Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the December Student of the Month. I want to first of all thank everyone for being flexible with the fires last week so we could reschedule this week, and thank you to Sally and Sizzler for being able to, adjust quickly on the fly. Good morning, I'm Mary Walters. I'm the MC of the Student of the Month program, and we welcome everyone this morning. Congratulations to all of our students, their families, and our principals, and all of our sponsors. So at this time, we'd like to begin the program with our prayer from Ryan George. If he could come up from Student Venture to lead us in prayer.
Lord, thank you so much that there's a community here that appreciates and encourages and supports the accomplishments of the students in our city. And I pray that today that they would be greatly encouraged, and that we would be encouraged by their stories and their example. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And if we could have our mayor, Jonathan Ingram, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone could stand.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I'd like to introduce Sally Myers, the founder of the Student of the Month program. And so, Sally, if you could come forward.
Good morning, everyone, and Merry Christmas. Yes, we are just so excited to be able to honor all of you all today, and we do, like Mary said, greatly appreciate just your understanding and patience with the flexibility. And I just want to say, Ryan, thank you for your prayer, because we want to make sure that all of our families and our businesses, we know people are affected by these fires. And I know my son was affected by the fire in Fallbrook, and he had a mandatory evacuation. And his wife and two little kids were home, and we were all in Bellflower opening up the Sizzler up there, and his wife called umpteen times saying, "What do I do?" And of course, none of us were answering our phones because we were doing things with the chamber in the city at that time. And when we finally called her, she was absolutely now hysterical because her husband, her father-in-law, and her mother-in-law, we were not available to her. So I know that it does get really tough, but we just appreciate all of you, and also praying for your families or businesses that might have been affected by that. So our program today is all about our students, and we are so excited to be able to honor you. Our program began 26 years ago, and it began in Temecula, and then we moved up to Murrieta, and that was in 95, and then we moved over to Lake Elsinore, and then Paris Menifee in 98. So it's been 26 years of honoring students. We've honored about 8,000 students altogether, and you might say, wow, that's a lot of students, and I'd say, yes, it is. But when you think about the number of students just in your district that attend the high schools over that period of time, you all are truly just a very small elite group of students. And our program is a nonprofit organization, and we have a mission statement. And that mission statement is the same today as it was 26 years ago. And for all you moms and dads and grandparents that are here today, that's important for you to know, because it's how your son or daughter was selected. So I'd like to share that with you. So we are a local recognition program honoring outstanding high school, college-bound seniors for their character, for their love of learning, how you all have juggled numerous activities, from campus activities to community service to athletics, how you have persevered possibly through challenging life circumstances. And it's all done in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and for those of us in the business community, free enterprise. So it's really kind of fun to know that you can come to Student of the Month, and under one roof you get all of that. And we come together to honor our students, and we talked about their character. And we know you have great grades, but it's not all about your grades. We know you have a laundry list of community service activities, but it's not about that. It's how you have made a difference on your campus or in your community or in your home. And your teachers and your principals have noticed you. You are set apart for truly how you value others and how you have influenced others. And so that's what we're here to celebrate today. So we are so excited to be able to hear your stories in just a little bit. We have some volunteers that I want to introduce, and these volunteers are truly the lifeblood of our program. They do all of the work behind the scenes so that we can come and have this wonderful breakfast. Llewellyn Fickey is our chair and scholarship administrator, and I think Llewellyn, there's Miss Llewellyn. So stand, Llewellyn, because you are so key to our program. Thank you so much. And we have Karen Paris, who does our publicity from the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. Right here, Miss Karen. How are you today? And we have Dan Stake, who's one of our greeters from Alta Pacific Bank, and we always appreciate Dan. And Andy Morris, one of our greeters, and he is also the president of the Murrieta Valley Chamber of Commerce, as well as with Farmers Insurance. He's our photographer, so we greatly appreciate you today. And I would say, what's going on, Kip? Because Kip's normally here today, but thank you so much for that. And we also have Rhonda Levine, and she is our communication coordinator and our voice of the program. So Rhonda, thank you very much. Also with Murrieta Unified School District. And of course, our MC, Mary Walters, with the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Mary. And Derek Gonzalez, who is a greeter and also our gift coordinator with Altura Credit Union. So thank you very much. And Catherine Pepe is also one of our volunteers, and she is with Loma Linda University Medical Center and Temecula Olive Oil Company. So Miss Catherine Pepe in the back. And we also appreciate Murrieta Valley School District for printing our program. So with that, I'm excited to turn the program back over to Mary Walters. Thank you, Mary.
Well, at this time, we'd like to recognize our students of the month and their principals. So from Murrieta Mesa High School, we have Principal Steve Ellis and student Brendan Stratton. From Springs Charter School, we have Principal Tammy Jackson and student Zachary Thomas. From Murrieta Canyon Academy, we have Principal Martina Beach Hedges and student Caitlin Carpenter. From Calvary Christian School, we have Principal Derek Roth and student Amber Newman. From Murrieta Valley High School, we have Principal Mark Pettengill and student Taylor Shimono. And from Vista Murrieta High School, we have Principal Mick Wager and student Parker Ennis. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Andy Morris from the Murrieta Chamber of Commerce to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I think after the fires and everything, we've come back and here we are back in our home again. And I think all the students, all of a sudden, you've realized that this is a really big deal, maybe bigger than you thought it was. And on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and almost 1,000 members, we are so proud of you guys that you're here today. We're also very happy for the parents. We know how much work it takes and how much guidance it takes. And these are fine students. So no matter whether you're here for academics or whether you're here just because of the things that you do in the community or the things that you've overcome, the board of directors and the members of our Chamber of Commerce appreciate you guys. We really do. We're so happy that you guys are here today, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you. So again, have a great day. Thank you so much.
And we'd like to thank our special guests this morning. We have Mr. Patrick Kelly, Superintendent, Murrieta Valley Unified, Ken Dixon and Linda Lund from board members of the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. And we'd like to do some other special thank yous. We'd like to thank Group 1 for production. Lindsay Jones is back there this morning for videotaping today's event. It will be available to view on the Murrieta Valley Unified School District website or through the link in your program. And then we'd like to thank, well, Andy this morning for taking pictures, but on a regular basis, we have Kip Cothran from Kip Photography, who provides free access to all of the pictures. And so parents and those in attendance can view his website listed in the program. So we'll have to figure out how to transfer those pictures. And then thank you to the City of Murrieta for providing airtime on our Time Warner cable channel. So thank you, City of Murrieta. At this time, I'd like to introduce our breakfast sponsors, if they could stand when I announce them, and then that way we can give them a round of applause at the end. We'd like to thank Margaret Jones from A1 Tuscany Travel and former MC for many, many years. Thank you, Margaret. Dave Robinson from Alpha Banking Company, that's Sizzler's Bread Company. Derek Gonzalez from Altura Credit Union. Derek, there you go. Nacheli Rodriguez from Azusa Pacific University, the Murrieta Regional Center. David Bechet from Bechet Enterprises. Derek Roth, Calvary Murrieta Christian School. Thank you, Derek. Al Rubio from DCH Auto Group. Malia Ortla from Eastern Municipal Water District. Tammy Wilson from Oak Grove Center. Catherine Pepe from Loma Linda University Medical Center. Megan Valencia and Grace Cardenas from Rancho Water. Of course, Sally Myers and Shannon Murdoff from Sizzler Restaurants. And then, as students of the month, you will be invited to complete a scholarship application coming up very shortly here in the spring for the Student of the Year. You will compete against the other students of the month from your school only, so it's a very small group, students. The Student of the Year breakfast will be held in May, and so we do have and with that comes a scholarship. So our scholarship sponsors, we have Ann Shaw and Sal Mendez from Abbott. Dave Robinson, once again, from Alpha Banking. You get tongue-tied up here sometimes. Dan Stake from Alta Pacific Bank. David Bechet from Bechet Enterprises. Mr. and Mrs. Ken Dixon. Andy Morris from Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District. Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Kelly. Catherine Pepe from Loma Linda University Medical Center. Linda Gomez from Medline Foundation. Mary Lou Dillard from Mount San Jacinto College. Robin Chris from R.C. Grady. Llewellyn Fickey from Rotary Club of Murrieta. And then also we have a group of donors. They provide gifts on a monthly basis. So all of you students will receive a backpack with all sorts of gift cards, certificates, and whatnot. And so we'd like to recognize our gift sponsors. We have the City of Murrieta, Murrieta Family YMCA, Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, Save the Animals, Sizzler, Richie's Diner, Texas Roadhouse, Altura Credit Union, Mulligan Family Fund Center, Bechet Enterprises, Jersey Mike's, Temecula Olive Oil Company, Western Municipal Water District, Which Superior Sandwiches. So you can see that there's a lot of opportunity to go out and eat. So enjoy yourselves. And then our Student of the Year gift sponsors are Loma Linda University Medical Center, Costco, Murrieta Chamber of Commerce, and Which Superior Sandwiches. So the entire list of all the sponsors are in your programs this morning. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Now we're going to move on to the most important part of our program this morning, our student presentations. You'll hear examples of character, college choice, and future plans. The students will share their heartfelt stories with you today, and you'll quickly understand why they were chosen as Students of the Month. Remember, the time limit is 5 minutes per school. So the principal has a minute, the student has 2.5 minutes, teacher has a minute, and of course, I hope our families are prepared to share for a minute. Students, when you come forward, please bring your family and guests with you. So we'll have the principal and the teacher on one side and parents and family on the other side. Guests, save a dry corner of your napkins for these heartfelt student presentations. And students, try to relax and speak clearly into the microphone. And please stand close together because we are filming you. So we want to make sure we get everyone in the picture. So at this time, we would like to bring up our first student presentation with Murrieta Mesa High School.
You were next. Good morning. Sorry, I have to write it down, otherwise I'm up here way too long. Good morning, my name is Steve Ellis. I'm the principal at Murrieta Mesa High School, where I'm privileged to get to work with the incredible, with students like the young man you're about to meet. I would like to start by thanking Sally and Jennifer, Llewellyn and Mary for this incredible event. This is my favorite event every month. It's my favorite duty. I'm going to work, but this is not really work. This is awesome. I'd like to congratulate the other students that are here, their families, the educators in the room. It does take a team, it takes a village, as they say. And so just congratulations. This is a great event, and it's well-deserved. This morning, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our student senior of the month for December, Brendan Stratton. Brendan's an incredibly strong student, maintaining a high GPA, well above a 4.0, while taking an exhausting schedule. I usually say a rigorous schedule, but I just looked at a schedule when I was typing this up, and it just tired me out. So I wrote exhausting schedule with 5 AP classes this year, and this doesn't even count the fact that he is studying for a physics AP test for a physics class we don't even offer. He's already taken the AP physics class we offer, but there's like AB and then BC or something like that, like calculus. We don't even offer it, but he's going to take the test. In Brendan's years at Mesa, his involvement and accomplishments are many. He's an active member of our Fish and Game Club, where he helped to plan and execute a camping trip. He's in the Astronomy Club, which for the most part is spending his time at Chevala Middle School, mentoring those kids and helping those kids find a love for astronomy. He's part of our Hands In Club, which is Environmental Conservatory Club. He's a member of CSF, Interact, where he helps with Share the Harvest, and spends a ton of time tutoring our students. Brendan's academic prowess is worthy of recognition. In fact, if he ends up going to school in Boston, they will describe him as wicked smart. But that's not why Brendan, thank you for the laughs, I needed that. That's not why Brendan was selected by our staff to be honored today. Brendan is here because he's a servant leader. He's a leader by example. He's polite, he's courteous at all times, and extremely humble, extremely humble. In fact, when I was talking to him and announcing this, he tried to insist that other students needed this award, not him. He genuinely cares for his peers. Every single one of his teachers who nominated him referenced how often he takes the time to make sure all of the other students are understanding the lesson. He loves learning, and he loves helping others as they learn. To be honest, I've only had a brief conversation last year with Brendan before this event about the Army and such like that. The sincerity and authenticity that comes from this young man is a gift to others. He's so grateful of his education and his teachers. When asked who he wanted to invite to this breakfast, an outsider would have thought, if they were watching the conversation, would have thought I was torturing him. It was extremely difficult for him to decide because he just kept talking about how amazing all of his teachers were, and he just didn't want to single one out. So good job, Mr. Levazanov, for being that one. It is clear from the nominations I received from staff that we believe Brendan embodies Mesa pride, purpose, responsibility, integrity, duty, and excellence. It is my pleasure to introduce Brendan Stratton.
Thank you, Mr. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brendan Stratton, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you for coming and listening. I appreciate it. But, so I guess the question would be, why am I here? Well, I think that I'm here because I just love coming to school every day and seeing my teachers and seeing the staff that I just love to see, and it's an incredible experience coming in every day. And it wasn't always like that, believe it or not. As a 5-year-old, I think I knew more than I did as a freshman and a sophomore. I knew that I always wanted to help people. I wanted to be an ice cream man that gave free ice cream to kids. Obviously, that's not a very economical decision, but as it came, I decided that perhaps the Army was the best choice. Maybe I could become an officer in there. And as I started to figure that out in junior year and I went to enlist, I quickly learned that you have to know and understand other people and be compassionate for what they have gone through, more so than I had before. I had always done okay in school, but I had really not valued what others had done for me and what they had put forth for me, and my friends and my family and my teachers had taught me all these lessons that wouldn't hit me until later. But I went to enlist, and fortunately it didn't work out. I couldn't run because my hips aren't exactly in the best of shape, and the pain was too much to be able to continue running, so my discharge was certain. So after my discharge, I had the entire summer to think, okay, well, what am I going to do now? That whole career is gone. Obviously, I can't do that. So I really thought about it, and I had a lot of time to think, and I really considered what my teachers had done for me the previous years for me, and what my friends were there for me, and how much just everyone in my life means to me. And I realized quickly that the civilian job of what I wanted to do in the military would be to teach, and so that's what I want to end up doing. And to see all my teachers and to be honored here today is just truly amazing, and I just hope that I can do even a fraction of what they've done for me in my future for a kid. And I want to thank Mr. LaRosignol and all my fantastic teachers, and Mr. Ellis, and everyone that's here and that contributes to kids every day and inspires them. So thank you very much. And here's Mr. LaRosignol. Oh, right, I'm sorry. And I'm applying to MIT, Caltech, Yale, UCLA, UCSD, Santa Barbara, and Berkeley, and that's all. So thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Jameson LaRosignol. I've had the pleasure of teaching Brendan, well, just kind of guiding him along. I mean, he didn't really need me. I mean, he pulled the 8.5 on the AP Calc exam without, to me, it seemed like without too much effort. But I don't really want to talk about that so much. Yes, he's wicked smart, right? He's really good in physics as well. I mean, he already talked about that. But I love how you mentioned wanting to help other students. He's already done so much for so many kids. Sorry. There was a kid that was struggling, and it was in between classes, it was break time, and she was struggling with some physics stuff, and he was so patient and kind with her, kind to her. I was just so impressed, and I was taking notes mentally, like how is he doing that? How is he being so patient? So that's just him. You know, he's such a great kid. Sorry, take a breath here. So I was making sub-plans last Thursday night to get ready for this, right? Because, you know, this is going to be on Friday. And we get the email that, oh, we're not going to have school tomorrow. We're not going to have the breakfast tomorrow. And I was bummed at first. But then I get this message on Remind 101 from Brendan. Is there anything I can do to help out? I'm like, he wants to come to our school on our day off on the weekend and help out. That's just the kind of kid that Brendan is, the young man that he is. So very proud of what he's done. I don't have to do much for him. He just kind of cruises right along and does it, but he's so helpful and so friendly and kind and compassionate. And yeah, he's awesome. I love this guy. So congratulations. And here's his mom.
My name is Virginia, and I'm Brendan's mom. It was a little hard to figure out what exactly to talk about because there's so many things about Brendan that I'm very proud of. But two of Brendan's things is he's a perfectionist. And I knew that right away when he was little, when he was a toddler, cutting his sandwich the wrong way or drawing the truck not right. I mean, all these things. But I knew that he was very special. I knew that those things would pay off one day. And as I watch him grow, I see that they really have. And making an impact on everybody else around him that's what I'm most proud of. I couldn't be more proud of him than I am today.
All right, you good? You made it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With that, I'd like to introduce Springs Charter School and Principal Tammy Jackson and Zachary Thomas.
Steve is, it's hard to follow. I'm Tammy Jackson. I'm the Senior Director of the Homeschool Program at Springs Charter Schools. And every time when I come to this event, I get to come 3 times. I have to share it with other principals. And every time I say, I'm not going to be emotional this time. And every time I'm really surprised. I can barely get through the first one. This is such a lovely community traditional event that's been established out here, and it just always touches me. So thank you so much for having us. I'm introducing Zachary Thomas today, and his teacher couldn't be here. And our teaching staff really cherishes this event. She was really tore up. She was like, they just can't do it. I just have to be there. And so she really is missing this event this morning. It's special to our staff. Zach is an exemplary student with a near straight A average while working 2 jobs, participating in dual enrollment courses, and maintaining a position on the Youth Advisory Board with the City of Menifee. He's a kind, caring young man that embodies the Springs Charter School's mission and vision, which is encouraging students to follow their interests and develop their strengths. So I had some time to talk with Zach and his dad this morning, and it's pretty clear right away that this is a student with a vision for his life. All of us would be so lucky to have that vision at such a young age, and it's just my privilege to be here with the family today.
Good morning. So, like she was saying, I have my dad here with me. Sadly, my mother wasn't able to join, and my teacher had to go out. But it's all good. So, for college, I'm planning to continue on with MSJC. I've been going there, taking, by the end of this semester, I'll have 7 classes completed. So far, all straight A's, luckily. Career goals, continue on through college. I want to attend Cal Baptist University, possibly to go for sports analytics or the medical field. So hopefully going to go there. One heartfelt question. So one thing that I've learned through my school year is that hard work truly does pay off. Throughout these last 4 years of high school, taking a rigorous and exhausting load has been an interesting task. Taking 8-9 classes, depending on the semester and how the classes may have lined up, has been strenuous, but with the love of my parents and teachers, they've helped me through it. So couldn't thank them more than with what they've done for me. So with that, just everyone else here, all the other students, I know they all know the rigorous load that you had to take, but having my senior year be college courses and other fun electives has been a wonderful, wonderful task to accomplish. So with that, I would like to turn it over to my dad.
Good morning. Thank you. Just the surface has been scratched with the amount of stuff that this kid takes on. It's crazy. There was mention of a mission statement, and early in my career, I was part of a management staff that put together a mission statement, and it was to be a poet. and that's to provide opportunity, education, and training so that each individual can function to the best of their ability in their currently assigned position independently. And that kind of translated into how I approach parenting. He functions independently. There isn't a whole lot of guidance necessary, and to have that out of a son, out of a student, out of an employee, it's paramount. And I said that the surface was only scratched. He's actually also employed by the city of Menifee. He's not just a volunteer. He started out as a volunteer at the age of 12. That was him. It wasn't us. He wanted to do it. That volunteering continued summer after summer, and it led to his job with the city. So here he is, the parent of an 18-year-old kid who's not a kid at all. He's employed. He gets excellent grades. It's all from within. And the coolest part, it translates to his siblings as well. So while doing all of that, he's still mentoring to his younger brother and sister. And I've just hit a brick wall. I can't say enough about him. I can't say enough about his brother and sister. And his mother and I are very proud. Thank you.
These kids might be mentoring all of us, right? Okay, next up is the Murrieta Canyon Academy. We have Principal Martina Beach Hedges and Caitlin Carpenter.
I don't know, whichever side you want me on. What side do you want me on? Okay. Did you see her directing? I just want to say, okay, that's Caitlin. In a good way, I just want to say. So I would just want to say thank you for having us here, to the sponsors and Sally and everyone. This is just, like Steve, this is my favorite day of the year, and I was bummed that we were canceled last Friday. But it just allowed me to prepare more for this because I might go over just a couple minutes, Mary, I just want to say, because it was very hard for me to start talking about Caitlin, and when she was nominated and chosen, it was like, I'm like, oh God, I have to write a speech about her. It's very difficult, and I'll tell you why. So I'm so glad that we have this program, Sally, and that you started this, because it's more about AP classes and the grades that they earn. It's about who they are, and I'm glad because if it were about grades and if it were about AP classes and how many they take, you would never get to meet Caitlin Carpenter. And it's not because she can't be an amazing student, because she is. And it's not because she can't take AP classes. It's just that she has a lot of things going on, and she does a lot of things, and she chooses to live life instead of doing all of that. The reason why Caitlin is our student of the month is because of her, don't make me start crying now, is because of her character. Amazing character, despite the loss that she has had at such a young age. You are going to make me cry. And we haven't even, look, I'm not even halfway through.
Napkins.
Yeah. As teachers and administrators, like parents, we're not allowed to have favorites. So, Caitlin, you are not my favorite. But
You can get me now.
okay. But Caitlin and I started at our alternative school the same year, and she was one of the first students that I met there. And it wasn't because she was in trouble. I just want to say that, and that she was in the office for the wrong reason. It's because when Caitlin comes in, you have to walk through our office, and Caitlin just doesn't walk in and go through the office and make her way. She's in our independent study program. She goes and says hello to every single person in the office. Every day. She still does it. She was a sophomore then. She still does it. She's a ray of sunshine. no matter what is going on with her life, and she has had some struggles. Yes, we've had conversations that are emotional, as you can tell, and she's had to navigate a lot of drama, as happens in high school, but she is more mature and conscientious in her thinking than many adults that I know. And she has just turned 17 less than a month ago. Caitlin, along with her incredible character, she has helped start the leadership class last year when we started leadership. She was on our athletics committee as we rebranded for MCA, and she was one of 2 students who spoke in front of our staff on the importance of social emotional learning and how it could be support students. And currently she's in the Rise Up Club, where they create things to spread positivity in our school and our community. We are truly going to miss Caitlin in January, for she has already completed her senior year this month, just this week, actually, yes. While working at a steak restaurant, I just want to say, here in the community. And she will start beauty school next semester. She's a truly amazing young woman. To her family, I just want to say that thank you for sharing her with us. And you have raised a wonderfully resilient, compassionate, and remarkable young woman.
Doesn't come free. I'll bill you later.
I'm sure you will. I will pay. To Caitlin, I would say that though I do not have a daughter, I hope my son grows up to have your sense of happiness, joy, and thoughtfulness, and the amazing effect you have had on people no matter where you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Carpenter.
Oh, thanks for bringing it down. I was worried it was going to be at like my forehead. All right, well, hi everyone. As you guys know, my name's Caitlin Carpenter, and I'm so happy to be with you guys today. It means the absolute world to me, and congratulations to the fellow students that also got this opportunity. As you saw, I shed a few tears with Miss Beach because this year hasn't been easy. This high school journey has not been easy at all. Losing a parent is never easy, ever. And it definitely takes a toll on your life, but it makes you stronger. It builds you up to be the person that you are, and it makes you the person that you're going to become later in life. I couldn't thank my family enough, and I couldn't thank these 2 women enough that are standing by my side, because they have been with me through every step of the way. I'm so excited to start my journey in the real world, as people call it, the adult life. I'm so excited to start beauty school, something that I've always had my heart set on. I told Miss Beach and I told Miss Clower, I'm so excited to get to sit with people and talk to them about their life, maybe problems that they're going through. Because I know some women, and even some men in here, when they sit down and they're getting their hair done, they talk to their hairdresser about what might be going on in their life. I'm so excited to do people's makeup, to make them feel good about themselves and make them feel beautiful if they don't usually. It's just a big thing for me is to be my outgoing self towards other people and shine that light on other people if they're having those dark days. Because I do know what it's like to have those dark days and to have those people shine on you to make you feel like you're doing okay and doing better in your life. I'll be attending Royale Beauty, as Miss Beach said, next semester. And I am so excited to do so. I even told Miss Clower and Miss Beach that I'll come back and I'll do their hair because I'm excited to do that. So if any of you guys need that, you can call me. But I just wanted to thank you all for being here because, like I said, it means the absolute world to be around my community and be able to shine that light to you guys and show you guys who I am. And I'm excited to see all of you out in the world and see you all out there. And yeah. So thank you. Ms. Clower.
Got this? I got this? Yeah, because you do that to people.
Sorry.
My name is Therese Clower. I am a teacher. I didn't think I was going to get that emotional, but Ms. Beach, thank you very much for getting that started. When I first met Caitlin, it was 2 years ago, and I was not her teacher yet. But there was something about her that just automatically struck me. She had this light about her. And it was a light that came from not only just look at her and listen to her, but also from pain. And I experienced a lot of pain. I lost my mother at a young age. I also battled cancer. Just last year, a year ago yesterday, lost a nephew to a tragedy. And Caitlin was that comfort to me. And you can see how, just in speaking a few seconds ago, how she just has that way about her. And she expressed in what she just said, how she wants to pass that on. That taking that pain and using it as a gift is something that's very rare. And Caitlin has that unique quality about her to be able to share that in a way and make you feel comfortable enough to be able to share it back, if that makes any sense. So when she became my student, we've had quite a few conversations about life and how life hits you. And everyone in this room has experienced life and tragedy and joy and all of those things. And Caitlin just has an incredible way of just really welcoming you into her life and into her fold with just the biggest, most genuine heart that you could imagine. And Caitlin, I know that you could have had quite a few people up here speaking, and I'm just honored that you chose me to be here to share this with you. I feel like people come into our lives, and it's no accident. That's just my philosophy. I have quite a few little things, and Caitlin helped me start the Rise Up Club at our school, and my thing is spreading that love and that positive spirit in the community and in our school. So it's just an honor that you chose me, and I truly know, and I feel your mother's presence here with us today. She's shining down through you, and she's smiling right now, and I just love you, and I know that you're going to go out there and do great things. So thank you for having me.
Wow. I'm kind of lost for words because I could sit here for hours. And they've taken up a lot of time, so it's made it easier for me. She is very positive. She's overcome a lot, but we got to go past it. We got to move forward. We can't sit and look at the past. And she's shown a lot of us how she has moved forward and touched these young ladies and a lot of people that she comes in contact with. She's taught me a lot of things, and we're just real proud of her.
Short and sweet.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Sorry. Whew. Okay, so if we can welcome up Calvary Christian High School's Principal Derek Roth and his Student of the Month.
All right, my name is Derek Roth. I'm the principal at Calvary Murrieta Christian School, and it's my honor to introduce to you Amber Newman, who is our Student of the Month. When I think of Amber, one thing comes to mind for me. She is a competitor like no other. She is competitive in her grades, competitive in her athletics, and so much so that she was she grew up a softball player and was an amazing softball player, injured her arm and was unable to play. And so, her competitive nature is, well, what else can I do? Right? And so she joins the cross-country team. She joins the soccer team. She's part of anything that she can get her hands on to be able to just be a part of people's lives. I think that the competitive side of her is also relationally. She wants to just help as much as she possibly can. She is a servant leader everywhere she goes. Each month, when I bring students in to tell them that they have been chosen as our student of the month, it's my joy to be able to also talk with them about what Scripture, really has played a part in their life, and why has it done that? What has God spoken to them about? And Amber gave me 2 Corinthians 12:9. I'm going to read that for you. It says, "My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness." The idea that Amber sees herself as that weak vessel that the Lord uses, and that's interesting for me because I don't see that. She sees it, but I don't. I see her as a strong young woman who is leading on our campus in an amazing way. So much so, as teachers, as principals, you love the senior year, right? You love your kids being able to be to that level where they've accomplished their secondary education, but also you're going to miss them so much, and it seems like that you're going to have this huge hole in your campus when that student leaves, and that'll be with us with Amber. She has been such a blessing to us, and someone else is going to have to come in and step up to take that for you. But we're so proud of you, and we love you so much, and we're glad that we can honor you today as our Student of the Month. Congratulations.
Okay, I'm a little short, so. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amber Newman. I'm a senior at Calvary Murrieta High School. I brought my parents, Jared and Janet Newman, with me, and my Bible teacher, Jason Bell. For college, I want to go to CBU or Cal State Fullerton for kinesiology to do athletic training or possibly teach. He mentioned that I hurt my elbow. There was a little more to it. I broke my elbow 3 times trying to pursue a softball scholarship. I really wanted to go to the next level and play. It was just my dream. I got my identity wrapped up into it, and it was really, really disappointing when that fell through my fingers, and I couldn't really understand what else I could do for it. I felt like lost and really upset and weak because I've always grown up thinking that hard work will pay off, but my hard work kind of went in the opposite direction. I would fall and then get hurt, and then it was frustrating, and it took a toll on my family for all the medical stuff. And they were there, though, to support me, and I'm really grateful for that they were behind me. But it was really hard to have that one plan, that one dream, and then just it fall right apart. So at that point, I was really trying to figure out who God was and if he was real. I was kind of skeptical of it. But at that point, I didn't feel like anyone could understand because I didn't meet anybody else who's broken their arm 3 times. And it was kind of a unique situation. I was 16 trying to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be and all these decisions we have to make to be in the future and to be someone that makes a difference. So I started to believe that God was there through other experiences, so I just tried to trust him, and I did make a comeback to softball early, actually, despite all the doctors telling me that I should go run track or something. So I went to play in a national tournament and stuff, but it didn't end up working out because my arm ended up being weak again. So I decided that I needed to define myself and other things that you just can't like drop, like things that could easily just disappear, because it's great to be an athlete. It's great to have good jobs and stuff like that. But for me, I want to build my character off of something that won't just fall.
So I decided that I wanted to be a child of God for sure, just because of all that and how it represents good people. And then I can always be a part of the family that I'm in. I can't take that away, and I'm really appreciative of my family. And I can always be a good person to people. And that's how I decided that I wanted to build who I wanted to be. And then I decided that I would transfer schools halfway through high school because I was at a public school, and came to Calvary Murrieta, and I haven't looked back since. I've had a great experience, and I'm really excited to finish the rest of my senior year, and I'm really grateful that they took me in and gave me all the opportunities that they have. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the sponsors too for putting this on and giving us this opportunity, and thank you for the rest of the students that I've shared today.
Good morning. I gotta adjust this just a little bit. My name's Jason Bell. I'm Amber's Bible teacher, and I just wanted to highlight a couple things about her because she's absolutely an outstanding student and athlete. She has a GPA of 4.0. She's varsity in track and soccer. She was editor-in-chief of Yearbook. She's won numerous awards at our school, and last year she spent her break in Belize on a missions trip. But most of all, she's kind. Niceness can be faked, but kindness is who you really are inside, and Amber is one of those people who is just genuinely kind. Don't get me wrong, Amber's probably the most competitive student I have. Whether it's a game or anything like that, she wants to win. She always wants to win. But in victory and loss, she's one of the most gracious and edifying people I know, for sure. It's almost as if she lives to encourage others and build them up spiritually, morally. She's always there for somebody else. And it's not just kind words, it's well thought out, heartfelt encouragement. Like I said, it's genuine and it's real. All the achievements in the world don't mean anything if we're not kind in doing them. And Amber is this perfect balance of success mixed with humility and kindness, and she's that way with her teachers, she's that way with her peers, and I think it's for these reasons that you deserve Student of the Month, kiddo, so congratulations.
Hi, I'm Janet Newman, Amber's mom. This is my husband and her father, Jared Newman. Thank you to everyone that's here. What a great community we live in, and thank you for everyone who's gave things for this. We're incredibly proud of Amber. I might not make it through this. She's our youngest, and everything they've said about her is true. When she was small, she was just this very shy, quiet, competitive kid. And we thought, what would that be like as she grew up? Because being shy and kind, sometimes the world, takes advantage of you, but that competitive edge in her has really motivated her to do good things, and that's what we've seen with her. And I find myself hoping that one day I'll be the person that she is now. And we learned from that, and like I said, we're incredibly proud of you. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Murrieta Valley High School with Principal Mark Pettingill.
Ready?
I'm proud to introduce Murrieta Valley High School's Sizzler Student of the Month for December, Taylor Shimano. She's a great example of our school motto to do things the right way with respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. Taylor's parents moved with their 2 daughters to Murrieta 15 years ago because of the culture and the schools in this wonderful community that we're all blessed to be a part of. While attending schools in Murrieta, Taylor has never earned less than an A in any class. She struggled a little bit last year with an A-, but she pulled through. At Murrieta Valley High School, she has taken numerous advanced placement courses and currently is on a pace to graduate second in her class. Taylor is an enthusiastic and very driven young lady who will play her 4th year of lacrosse in the spring. She has played on the girls' golf team, been a part of the National Honor Society, and spends a great deal of her time tutoring other students. For the 2nd year in a row, she just recently completed completed the Ragnar Trail Run with 40 International Baccalaureate and Advanced Placement students from Murrieta Valley and some staff and parents. Good job. Very painful event. By doing this, the group raised more than $2,000 for charity. Her AP government teacher, Mrs. Hess, says she is kind, compassionate, caring, and just a wonderful person. She's a well-rounded person who plays sports, is involved with a school, and all the while always being one of the best students in her class. She is also a very quiet, humble person who never looks for the spotlight. And as Ms. Hess says, I'm glad the spotlight found her for this award because I can't think of a more deserving student. Taylor Shimano.
So today I have with me both my parents. I'm very lucky to have them here. And I'd like to share with you a story about my freshman year in high school. I was in the Student Senate class, and I was lucky enough to be the commissioner of the Senior Citizens Prom Committee. And at the event, I was able to talk to a lot of the seniors and get to know them. And I found out that one woman who was there was super excited to be at our event because she hadn't gotten to go to her prom as a senior in high school. So I took that story back to my fellow commissioners of the activity, and I said, why don't we make this woman our prom queen and her husband our king? So we did, and she was so happy. She was smiling, and she was crying, and I will never be able to forget that woman's smile. So I'm going to take that with me for the rest of my life. It taught me that no matter how small an event might seem to us, it can be absolutely monumental to somebody else's life. So yeah, I'll take that with me into college. I hope to go to college at Stanford University or UC Davis or UCLA to major in biomedical engineering and hopefully have a bigger impact on society that way. Thank you.
So I'm Miss Inouye. So Miss Inouye, Julie Inouye, one of our AP and IB teachers, couldn't make the adjustment with a postponement, but I am standing in for Miss Inouye and reading this, trying to do it without my readers. Taylor Shimano is a dream student. I have had the honor of knowing her for over 2 years. I had her in Advanced English 10 and AP English Language and Composition last year. Over that time, she never failed to impress me. She became a writing machine, moving to a 40-minute essay with ease, and we wrote more than 40 essays. Truly gifted, she is not just a strong writer, but is able to voice her thoughts in an articulate way. And her presentations were always professional. Beyond her stellar classroom performance, I see her at our monthly Run for the Cause group runs. As the sun rises, she smiles and she meets at a trailhead. We usually run 6 to 7 miles of steep trail to prepare for our charity event, AP IB Ragnar Relay. And just like the classroom, she turned into a superstar. She ran 15 miles that included 3 legs, all in the span of 36 hours, some in the middle of the night, on very little sleep. Her willingness to cheerfully take on this challenge is an example of her fearlessness, her tenacity, and her drive. Despite the pressure of life, Taylor is always sweet and smiling. She appreciates challenge and learning for its own sake and goes about her daily business with class and grace. She is a joy to know, and I know whatever Taylor commits to, she will accomplish. It is an honor to have been a teacher. Congratulations, Taylor, on this award.
Hi, I'm Taylor's mom, Heidi. We knew Taylor was really smart. At 12 months, she knew about 1.5 or 2 dozen different animal sounds already. But what really showed us that she could not just regurgitate information, but that she had a real passion for learning was when we gave her a yo-yo at about, I don't know, she had a baby yo-yo, but maybe about 8 or 10 years old. We gave her a yo-yo. You know, we taught her, this is how you do it. This is how you do a yo-yo. And she came back a couple of weeks later doing this and something like this, and surprisingly, something like this over the shoulder. It really showed us that whatever she decides she's going to put her mind to, it's 100%. She wants to fully learn about that subject, and she does it on her own. And the other thing that makes us really proud is what a kind, genuinely caring person she is. It doesn't matter if you're the favorite person in her world or the least favorite person in her world, she'll show you kindness and respect and patience for everyone. She's a really good tutor that way. She always has patience. The thing I heard most at all the parent conferences was what a joy it is, because every morning she walks into class with a smile on her face, ready and eager to learn, and that's genuinely her. She's just a very happy, kind person. So we're really proud. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome to the podium Principal from Vista Murrieta High School, Mick Wager, and his student Parker Enos.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Congratulations to our. We have to stand real tight here. There. Right. I know you're not used to that as a military man. You don't want to. You want to look tough. You don't want to get too close. There you go. Arms length. Excuse me. Anyway, congratulations to all you students. It is when you go last, you get to hear all the stories, and it's just really, it's just incredible what you have accomplished. I really wanted to hear the animal sounds. I thought that would have really put it over the top. But anyway, some students are so low key, and I think today was probably a good example of that, and humble, that despite all their successes and myriad programs they're involved in, you don't realize until a time like this just how incredible they all are. This month, our Senior Student of the Month is just that kind of student, Parker Ennis. He has balanced academics, athletics, and activities expertly. He must be constantly busy. He's got to be. I mean, he's always at school. I see him all the time. And the gears on the inside must be constantly turning, but you'd never know it because on the outside he's as cool as a cucumber. He's earned a solid 4.12 GPA while challenging himself with multiple advanced placement courses. If I had to describe him in a word, it would be committed, and his actions really show that. He's been part of ASB, lacrosse, and JROTC all 4 years. In ASB, he's been the athletics commissioner, and this year he's the commissioner of PEP. He's also been the student representative at our district's board meetings for the last 3 years in a row, 3 years, which is something that no other student has ever been selected to do in the history of the world, I think. He's that good, and as a sophomore, you would have thought he's a senior. In JRTC, he's the cadet captain. In past years, he's also been selected as the flight commander and flight sergeant. Parker has also been part of our Bronco lacrosse team since its inaugural year 3 years ago. On top of all this, Parker is an Eagle Scout. He organized and led the refurbishment of 10 planter boxes to earn his highest scouting honor, clearing shrubs and painting and resoiling and laying pathways to help beautify Oak Meadow Elementary School. Parker has amassed countless hours of community service through scouting, JROTC, ASB, most of which I doubt were ever recorded because it's not really what's most important to him, but had he recorded them, I can't even imagine how many hours that would be. He has also earned innumerable awards and honors. Adults and students who work with him understand what a level-headed, mature young man Parker is. Like I mentioned before, he already seemed like a senior when he stepped onto campus 4 years ago. I didn't even know how young he was. I don't know how I got confused. Time, when you're there, lots of students, I don't know. Maybe it's my brain, but I think he should have graduated a couple of years ago. He may have, and he's just hanging around. I don't know. As I'm sure you'd agree from his impressive and broad resume, Parker is an exemplar of our motto of class: character, leadership, attitude, scholarship, and service. We're going to miss his sturdy presence and can-do attitude, but I'm sure Parker will be as successful as an adult out in the real world, as you mentioned, as he was as a student, or as he is as a student. He's still a student because he hasn't graduated. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's still one more semester. Congratulations, Parker. You're without a doubt our kind of Bronco, as we say, OKB, And I'm honored to call you one of ours and our senior student of the month.
Good morning, distinguished guests. As Mr. Wager said, my name is Parker Ennis, and I am honored to receive December Student of the Month for Vista. First off, I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and having the Student of the Month program. Too often, I think students go through long stretches of hard work and deliberation, and they can believe it is all for naught, but by the gracious community involvement of men and women like yourselves, that work can be recognized. I also would like to thank Lieutenant Colonel Harrison, my teacher guest, for joining me this morning. We've only known each other for a few months, but have created an incredible working relationship, as is true for many other senior cadets in the JRDC program. Lieutenant Colonel Harrison, in addition to countless other mentors, teachers, and instructors I wish could be here today, have helped me reach this important point in my life. But there are two other mentors who have done the same for my life, and who I think I would be in a lot of trouble if I didn't mention. My parents, Greg and Lisa, both have taught me different lessons about the world, and there simply isn't enough time in the world to properly thank them for all that they've done for me. Of all those in my life, I know that my parents have helped me the most in the laborious process many high school students come to dread, preparing for life beyond secondary education. For me, at least, this process has included 10 different college application portals, multiple essays, official transcripts, early action. I had to learn my social security number, academic statements, survey questions, SATs, CFAs, FAFSAs, CSSs, GPAs, and despite the chaos, I wouldn't change a thing about the past few months and, by extension, years. That, I believe, is the key to leading a successful, accomplished, and happy life, leaving everything you have on the table. I'm still young, but I think I've discovered the secret to a good life, which has been evading all others for all of human history. This might sound naive, but hear me out. Has anything seriously admirable ever been accomplished when its arbitrator carries out his or her task without the full investment of their emotional, mental, psychological, and, if necessary, physical constitutions? I would argue no. That is how I intend to proceed with my life, and the lesson I will take with me to colleges, which, as of now, include Vanderbilt, Boston College, Georgetown, and, if all goes well, the United States Air Force Academy. In conclusion, I would once again like to thank the Chamber for this wonderful honor and bring up Lieutenant Colonel Harrison.
Good morning, and thank you for sponsoring this event for these wonderful students. As Parker pointed out, he and I have not known each other very long, and I was honored that there's lots of fantastic teachers at Vista, and to be there just this semester and to be picked by Parker to come here is quite an honor for me. In fact, we've got 265 cadets. So my first couple weeks there, I'm trying to learn names. I'm not very good at names to begin with, and there's 265 of these people walking around. And so, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks into the school year, we had one of these pep rallies, and those things drive me nuts. But anyway, they're really loud, and there's just stuff going on. And I flew long enough that I've lost several bands of hearing, and those things are nothing but static noise to me. But anyway, I'm new at the school. I want to look like, you know, I'm a player, right? So I go into this thing, and I'm sitting in the front row next to Sergeant Spear, who's been there forever, and the rally's going on, and kids are grabbing microphones, and there's a big screen. It's like a Hollywood production. And here comes this kid, and I'm just looking at him. He's yelling into the microphone, and he's telling and everybody's paying attention. And I lean over to Sergeant Spear. Isn't that one of our kids? Because I didn't know everybody yet. And Parker's out there running the show. I'm like, how can he be this involved in ASB and be one of our officers? It's an absolutely phenomenal task. And then I, you know, as I get to know everybody, then he find out he's got the 4-point, you know, everything, and he's been an Eagle Scout, and I'm like, oh, my brother. So I'm here to tell you, I am not going to pull any wool over your eyes. I've got nothing to do with this guy's greatness. Nothing. The way I finish my letters, I write a lot of emails to parents, and on most of them, not every one of them, most of them I finish my sign-off is, great kids come from great families. And obviously, that's taken place here. Not only was he an Eagle Scout and did all the projects that it takes to become one of those, but in the little part of his resume that I took a look at for the academy, at one point he was also the chaplain's assistant. So I know, in addition to everything else, he's got the best ally a person could have. And so this is not so much On one hand, I want to thank the people who picked Parker for this honor. I also want to congratulate you, because if you had missed him, it would have been a huge mistake. And this is not so much a celebration of what Parker has accomplished, but I think it goes to say for Parker and all these other young people in here, this is a celebration of the future. What's going to happen next? I feel sorry for people who are not involved in our public schools to the point where whichever news brand you decide to watch, it can't help but leave you with an impression of the next generation. And the good stuff isn't newsworthy, and we don't see it. But being around the campus like Vista, and I'm sure all of the campuses represented here, and being around kids like Parker, the future is in good hands. And Parker's he's applied for the academy, and he's got a strong application. Thousands and thousands of people apply for 2,000 spots a year. And so he's smart enough to know. I've had academy applicants come before, and all their eggs are in that basket. That's what they've got to do. Parker's made a lot of other contingent plans. And the reason for this is he's not concerned with what happens in the next 4 years of his life as much as he's concerned with the outcome. He knows exactly where he wants to end up. He wants to be in the service of his community and his country, and he'll do anything to get there. That's the kind of people we need. Parker.
All right, Mrs. Ennis.
My Lord, this is hard for senior moms because I'm just going to cry. There's not much more to say other than I thank God that I got to be his mom. That's how I feel about him. He was born and I added food and water. And he's from the age of 5. He's an old soul. He enjoys tradition and family, and he gets upset when not everyone's going to come around for Christmas, because why would you do that? Why wouldn't you come? That's the character of Parker. He pulled me up in his room the other day and said, "Hey, Mom, check this out." And he pulls these 3 books off the shelf. He went to Savers. And he got I won't. I could, but I won't. I could tell a lot of funny stories. Anyway, there's a book from 1917 of short stories, and he's going to read that whole book. And history of American people from 1965, a history book, and an almanac from 1943. I mean, that's just... And those pages are brittle and they're brown, and he's going to have to be super careful. But he's going to read those books page to page or cover to cover. So he's just as I said, he's an old soul, and he just gets the importance of family. And we have 4 boys, and he is an amazing starter kit. He's our oldest, and he's been easy. And I'm going to miss the crud out of him when he leaves. So I could speak much longer, but I shall not. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Okay, we're it. So, Mary, thank you.
Parents and families, thank you for blessing us with your children. They are amazing, and it's been an amazing morning. And so the stories, like I said, saving the corner of your napkin, it's been a wonderful morning. So it's my favorite morning of the month as well. At this time, I'd like to invite our dignitaries to come over here so that way they can share a few words. We have Mayor Jonathan Ingram from the City of Murrieta, Brenna Denstedt from Congressman Ken Calvert's office, John Hunneman from Senator Jeff Stone's office, Caitlin Blackmer from Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, Nairobi Burks and Sarah Rodriguez from Supervisor Chuck Washington's office, and Mr. Patrick Kelly from the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. While they're waiting over there, I'm going to share just a few things with you. You're going to get a wonderful backpack full of gift certificates and whatnot, but you're also going to get a pile of these. These are called thank you notes. So that way you can write thank yous to all of the sponsors So you could do, and you have winter break coming up, so you have some time. And you know what, the sponsors, all of us really appreciate these notes of thank you. It not only are we inspired by the stories, but when we get the little note of thanks, that inspires us to keep giving. So understand that. And then to make it even easier, we printed labels for you. So that way, when you get them all done, you can take them back to your school so that way they can be mailed. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Ingram.
Wow. I was told by Mayor Gibbs this would be an extraordinary event to attend, never miss one. Boy, was he right. Savor the moments is all I can tell you. This is an amazing achievement. We have a fantastic group of people that are assembled in this room. And every one of your stories is touching in one way or another. I'm a cancer survivor as well. I had brain surgery in 2003. I lost my mother at 15. And I can tell you that the challenges that you go through in your life are tools that all of our teachers, principals, everyone give us, and it's a blessing. And to be a servant is far more important than what you will gain monetarily in your life, no matter what. So never forget that. It's important. You made sure that whatever you do, you never forget that you have this support network and that you have the love of your parents, your teachers, your colleagues, the people that you're going to work with. I sat over there and what I was thinking to myself was, I've just found my next 5 council members. And I felt very secure in knowing that when I'm too old to think or take care of myself, that you guys will be here. And I'm certain of that, and I'm very, very proud of you. So Brendan, we have a certificate for you. If you'd like to come up and grab it real quick, we give it to you from the city of Murrieta for Brendan Staton, and it's for Student of the Month. So amazing. Mr. Kelly left, but I wanted to let you know how proud we are of our school district and how everybody performed during our fire. And it was surprising first day as mayor to wind up having a fire, but I knew I had the Lord on our side. The next night I kneeled and I prayed and I said thank you. And we have a fabulous community, and it's an honor to be here and to serve all of you. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm John Hunneman from State Senator Jeff Stone's office. The senator can't be here today, but he will be here tomorrow because, in large part, because of the Student of the Month program that Sally founded 26 years ago, Sizzler and BMW Management has been named Senator Jeff Stone's Large Business of the Year for the 28th Senate District. And we're doing a presentation to Sally and Gary and the whole Sizzler family tomorrow. So we appreciate that. I grew up in Boston, Brendan, and I never heard the term wicked smart, at least as it applied to me. But I did go to MIT. There was a party there one night, and those wicked smart guys really know how to get down, so it was a lot of fun. Briefly, on the table, there is a flyer for There Ought to Be a Law contest. Some of you know about it, a lot of you probably don't, but the senator sponsors us each year, asks a student to submit an idea for a law. The winner is across the 28th district. The winning entry gets flown up to Sacramento along with the parent, gets to testify in front of a Senate committee, and hopefully becomes a law. Now the deadline for this, we've extended it, and between you and me, this contest is wide open right now. We're looking for good suggestions, so both the teachers and any of the schools, if you've got an idea, go on the senator's website, it's on the flyer. Finally, I know Ms. Walters talked about the thank you note you're going to send. One of my favorite expressions is the extra mile is rarely crowded. Try to live that way and put the extra effort in, and not to, these are examples of thank you notes that we get at the office. And just randomly, this one came in recently. Thank you very much for recognizing me as October's Student of the Month. I had a wonderful time at the Sizzlers Breakfast, and I'm very honored to receive these awards. Thank you also for the opportunity of proposing a law for California. I will gladly use this opportunity wisely. I hope you know that you're changing lives for the better. I hope you have a fantastic and safe week, signed by one of the students. The other one is a smiley face with a thank you on it. So we got this and this. The extra mile is rarely crowded. And when they go to judge and look at the opportunities for the Student of the Year, take those thank you notes seriously. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
Well, good morning. My name is Caitlin Blackmer, and I'm here on behalf of State Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and we also have a certificate for each of you students to congratulate you, and so that way you remember this day, and we encourage you to make copies of these and put them in your resume with your resumes and everything like that, so people can get an idea of who you are just past a resume. And I hope each of you students truly realize how special and important this award is. As many people stated earlier, this is not an easy award to get. So each of you students have been handpicked for a reason. And I hope all of you parents, well, I know all of you parents are proud, but I want to also congratulate the parents, because it is with your hard work that your kids were able to receive these awards with all the opportunities that you've given them in their lives. And so, once again, on behalf of State Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robin Rhodes, and this is my colleague, Nairobi Burks.
Good morning.
And we're here on behalf of Supervisor Chuck Washington's office. And I want to congratulate all the students and present you with this certificate of recognition. I just admire and I'm inspired by your heart of service, and I want to tell you to continue on that pathway, and I know there's a great future ahead of you. You are truly today's youth, tomorrow's leaders. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Brenda Denstead, and I'm here today on behalf of our Congressman Ken Calvert, who wants to offer his congratulations to you for your outstanding accomplishments. As a mom of a graduating senior myself, this is a special time for parents. 2 years ago, I had a daughter who graduated from Murrieta Valley High School, who went to NAU and passed away in September. And the thing that I learned from my daughter Leanne, through all of the people who have reached out to lift us through this time, was that live every moment to the fullest. And you do not have to be here for a very long time on this earth to have a tremendous impact on the people that you come into contact with each and every day. That is your choice that you can make every single day that you get up and meet somebody new. You have that choice, and I encourage you to take and seize that opportunity. Take that with you, live your life, do your deeds, come back and share with us. We want you to succeed. Your parents want you to succeed. Parents, embrace them and say goodbye to them and continue to check on them as they go off to college, for this is a special time for you all. I wish you a tremendous amount of love, joy, and peace in this special season of Christmas. God bless you all.
Good morning.
I'm Pat Kelly, and I'm so honored to be Superintendent of Schools for Murrieta Valley Unified School District. Especially at this time, I reflect on our community and the people in the community, and I'm so grateful for our first responders, so grateful for our teachers, so grateful for our leaders, so grateful for our business leaders, and the leaders of our community. And as I sat here this morning and reflected and listened to our students, can we not agree that that was a very special group that we heard from this morning? And what struck me was each of them were quite understated in the impact that they are bringing. And so I saw a true humility, a humble spirit and servant's heart emerging in our young people. And I think it was our mayor who said it, and said it well as the lieutenant colonel. Our future is extremely bright. When we take a look at who will be leading and who will be inheriting and who will be serving, I look upon our future as incredibly hopeful and optimistic, and so very grateful and thankful to these young people that we heard from today. Parents, congratulations.
Well, we are ending our program. I just want to remind everyone, students, families, sponsors, we will be taking pictures out front. So you saw the chairs when you were coming in. So we're going to, students, you'll gather your backpack and we'll meet out front for photos. And then to close our program, we will end with Sally, if she will come up and close. And I want to just share with you Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a safe winter break. And for our students, good luck on your final exams.
My goodness, at my age, in that half-century club, I kind of forget about finals. It seems like life is always a final, right? Every day. I do also want to thank each of you for truly blessing us this morning and being able to share your stories. It's not always easy to come into a room with folks that you don't know and to be able to stand in front of them and just really open up your heart and share, and you all did an amazing job. You definitely encouraged us and motivated us in many, many ways. And at the end, I share a word with John Maxwell, and I'm letting him load for just a moment. And I also like to take share a little bit of encouraging words that we hear from each of our students. So I'm going to ask Brendan to please stand. So Mr. Brendan, love that red tie. That is awesome. And one of the first words that was shared about you was the word humble, and I truly think that that is amazing word regarding your character. And I love the fact that you want to be able to serve our country, and I know that we all appreciate that, especially in the light of everything that's going on in the world today. So thank you so much. And the words that I enjoyed hearing about you is that you truly value what others do for you. And at a young age, many times it's hard for young people to really be able to make that assessment, and you've done it and so well, and that you love to impact others, and that you love going to school. That is such a great testimony to other students around you, and love your compassion and patience. So congratulations, and we wish you the very best success. And Zachary. Hello, Mr. Zachary. I was really enamored with your focus and your drive, and that you talk about how hard work pays off, and I know you mean it. I could just, every sense of watching you, you could see that you're very sincere and very passionate about that, and how you are taking this rigorous load, and you're very independent, and just the fact that how proud you are of your parents and your involvement in sports analytic, and that special mind that you have to be able to pull all that together is something I greatly appreciate. And the other word that I loved using about you was grateful. So congratulations to you, Zachary. And Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. So we want to thank you too because we always loved using our napkins. and you know, I have to tell you that I really appreciate you and your two teachers and your dad and I look at you and I know that, you know, God carries us all through all these challenging times and unexpected times that we have, and he's carried you in such a gracious way. And when you first came up and when you spoke, just the sound of your voice illuminates the room. And I was truly blessed by that. And I love the talk about your character and how you love to say hi to everyone and just how you're resilient. And I think that God's given you this great listening ear that you are able to listen to others as they're going through, you know, challenges and difficult times, and you're able to take that and be able to hug on them and love on them and let them know that through the loss of your mom and the struggle that you had, which we know that is so difficult, that you are able to come alongside others and be able to give them that strength and encouragement that they need to go on, and that joy in your face and your eyes is fabulous. So thank you so much and congratulations to you. And Amber. So Miss Amber, I really enjoyed hearing you talk, and I appreciate the competitive nature you have. I have a little bit of that competitive nature in me as well. And I had some injuries in college that didn't allow me to do what I wanted to do, which happened to be a cheerleader. So it's not as rigorous as a softball player and all of that, but I have a little bit of understanding of I think what you went through, and the fact that you looked to God and you said, okay, God, I know that you have a plan for me, and you were sincerely looking for that plan, and what you discovered along all of your searching and all, that you realized that when you said you want to build your character from God, and you wanted to put it into developing relationships, because relationships and people is something that we're always going to have in our lives, and you've learned how to cultivate that at a very, very young age, and how you want to build others up and motivate them, and so you have a great story to tell. So congratulations to you. And Taylor. Taylor, you are also one enthusiastic young lady. I loved it listening to you, and I was really touched with your senior prom and wanting to make a difference, especially in the life of that one lady that you made the senior prom queen. When I started out my work in Sizzler right out of college, one of the things that I did is I wanted to put together a senior citizen groups, you know, within our Sizzler communities, and I had a little outfit that I created, and I had senior songs that I went and sang to people, and so I'm relating to what you did and your love for those people that have already invested years and years of their lives, you know, not only to their families but to their communities, and the fact that you want to give back to them is just really awesome. And I love the fact of your yo-yo story, and I can see this bioengineering part of her engineering all the different ways you need to get that yo-yo to go, and that is just so cool. And what I really appreciated about what you said is how something very small that might seem small to you can be very huge and large and impactful to somebody else. So I know you are always going to be a blessing to others, so congratulations to you. And Parker. Parker, I love that striped tie. And I am excited about you and your future, honoring our country, and we're going to pray that you get in that Air Force Academy. But regardless, we know that you are going to be a man that stands firm for what is right and what is true, and you are going to honor God, and you're going to honor our country. So thank you so much for that. And I love the fact that you talk about that you want to invest every aspect of who you are into everything that you do. And that is a true testament, and I know that people are going to gravitate around you and are going to look up to you, and you're going to be a mentor to many, many people. And I love, Lieutenant Colonel, what you said is when you talked about your sign-off, you said that, great kids come from great families. And I think today, meeting your family and also all the other families, that we do have a great future. So I want to thank you and continue that great work. And my minute with Maxwell happens to be on the word blessing. And John Maxwell is an author, a pastor, a motivational speaker, and we get his minute with Maxwell. I get it on my phone, and we're going to share, and it's called A Lesson on Blessings.
Today's word is blessings on Minute with Maxwell. Hi, my name is John, and Karen Clemens from Anaheim, California, who's in sales, sent this word in to us. We know Karen, that's a word I use a lot, blessings. Because I think it's a word that pretty much says that I have been blessed. But I've only been blessed not because sometimes I deserve it, but because I'm a person of faith. God is good. So when I look at blessings, I don't look at it as something to pat myself on the back. I look at blessings as something to pat someone else on the back, because I've had people who come into my life, added value to me, and they were an incredible blessing to me. I think the word blessings means gratitude. I think the word blessings means big picture. You see more than yourself in the picture. You see all of the good things that are happening to you that you didn't work for, that you didn't even understand when they transpired, and you know that you didn't earn. Now I like that. Because when we really count our blessings, we will be grateful. Because most of us have been blessed way, way more than we deserve.
I want to thank all of you for blessing us today. Students sharing your stories, parents, just all the time and investment and love that you've poured into your son or daughter today, and the fact that you love this community, Murrieta, and in each of your own special ways, you have made it the best community that it can be. And I also want to say thank you to Margaret Jones, and I know that Mary's already honored you, but Margaret, you were our MC and our chair for 22 years, and you have blessed us beyond what we deserve as well. So with that, so I want to say also Merry Christmas, and like Mary said, we're going to grab our bags, we're going to go out front, we're going to take a picture of everybody. So thank you, and may God richly bless you. Thank you.